Hey everyone, Ben Leavitt here for Storyblocks. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to kickstart your podcast and get it off the ground. So I have a ton of things to cover here, so let's get right into it. Podcasting is continuing to grow in popularity with more and more people consuming podcasts every single day. It has also never been easier to create a high-quality podcast, creating an awesome opportunity for you to take advantage of. Gone are the days where you need a professional studio or an audio engineer to put together a high-quality product. You can actually do it all by yourself at home. With that being said, there's definitely some things you're gonna need and some things you're gonna wanna get right the first time. So that's what I'm gonna cover in this video. So we may as well start with the most obvious one because there's one right here. You're gonna need a microphone or a way to capture the audio. Despite what you may believe, you don't need to break the bank to get high quality audio. This is the microphone I've used for my podcast for the last 2 years and it was under $100. It's the Audio-Technica ATR 2100. If you have a huge budget, definitely do your research, but a great budget option is this guy right here. But as you can see, it's not just the microphone by itself. There's a few other accessories going on that make the whole thing happen. This right here is called a pop filter, and it helps to reduce the amount of distorted sound you experience from saying certain words. It helps to eliminate the pops, as the name would suggest. And this right here is a boom arm that allows you to articulate the microphone and get it into a comfortable position. While both of these accessories are completely optional, I would advocate going for them because they're not very expensive and they can really enhance your experience. So microphones obviously need to be plugged into something to work, and that will be either in the form of a USB output or an XLR output. And I'll touch on that in a minute because depending on how you decide to capture your audio, will require a certain type of output. So in addition to the microphone or microphones, if you're gonna be having interviews in person, you're also going to want some headphones. Why you're gonna want this? Because you can plug them directly into the microphone to hear how you sound, but also to reduce any reverb or echo that may be experienced without them. The headphones are equally as important if you're conducting an interview online as well. The next thing you're going to need is a device to actually capture the audio. So you can do this right on your computer, which would be a USB output from the microphone, or you can have an external audio recorder like the Zoom H6 or this guy right here. This big box right here is the Rodecaster Pro, and this essentially brings the professional experience from a studio to your home in the form of one easy to use hardware. That's a great option if you have the budget, but if not, you can completely get it done with just your laptop or an external audio recorder like the Zoom H6, like I mentioned. If your podcast is going to be an interview style show and you're gonna be recording interviews remotely, you're gonna need a way to capture that audio online. There are services dedicated to podcasters who do this, and my two favorite are Zencastr and Squadcast. Both provide very user-friendly experiences for the host as well as the guest and allow you to capture high-quality audio all online. So you have your audio now. The next thing you're going to need is a software to edit your show together to make it into an actual podcast. Two free software recommendations are GarageBand for Mac users and Audacity for PC or Mac users, and you can download it online for free. Both of them are very easy to use and can allow you to edit your podcast and put it together exactly how you want it to sound. When editing your podcast together, there are some elements that you're going to want to include, like an intro and an outro. This provides the opportunity for you to create a consistent and unique brand image for anybody who comes across your show. This is also something you can create completely by yourself. To do this, you're going to need some copyright-free music, which you can get from Storyblocks. Go on there and pick your favorite track, what you feel mixes well with the vibe of your show. Once you've picked the right song for your show, you can then record a voiceover using Audacity or GarageBand to speak over the music and create that consistent intro or outro. Once you put it together how you want, you can export it as an MP3 or a WAV file for easy plug and play use when editing future episodes. One point of note with that is you're going to want to make sure that any music you use with your show is copyright free. Storyblocks has an extensive library of music, so you can definitely find a song on there that will fit the feel of your show. So you now have all the tools to create an actual podcast. The next step is sharing it with the world and getting it onto all the major podcast players. This is where your listener will actually consume the episodes. Some of the biggest podcast players are Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. Your podcast host will act as a hub where you upload all of your episodes onto your host, and then from there, they'll send it out to all the major players for all your listeners to find and consume. I host my podcast on Buzzsprout, and I picked their platform because I just found it the easiest to use. So definitely do your research to pick the best host for you and your unique needs, but Buzzsprout is an awesome option. And boom, just like that, you now have all the tools to get your podcast started. Once again, I'm Ben Leavitt here for Storyblocks. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to listen to your podcast. Have a good one.